Comics Plus, what is going on? My name is Akasan. It's time for a death battle, Lex Luthor versus Dr. Doom. If you want the full Shabbat, maybe watch all of this. I don't know. It depends on the explanation, how long the explanation is and all that other stuff. I might skip around. But yeah, check out the Red Reddit reaction channel, where that's where I put usually the extended everything of the Lex Luthor stuff. In fact, I probably might do that, but we'll see. Let's just start this.
This episode of Death Battle is brought to you by Harry.
Okay, here we go. If I were to put my money on it, Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor, CEO of LexCorp and
right now, Lex Luthor.
And Dr.
My money's
Doom,
on Lex.
King of Latveria and Doom of the Fantastic Four.
But let me see this behind the scenes stuff first.
In their own worlds.
But what happens when the geniuses of these spiteful nerds collide? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
10 years.
In the city of Metropolis, soaring above all other structures, one can find
What's up,
atop the tallest building in L.
Who's the dickbag that decided to literally hang that L over everyone's head? Just the one and only Lex Luthor.
Born and raised in Smallville, Kansas, Lex's early life was complicated. His father, Lionel, was a scientist doing dubious experiments on Martian mammals.
Oh, shit.
When the lid was cracked on this evil science operation, asses had to be covered. So Lex and his old man got a convenient memory wipe, reducing Lionel to an alcoholic and setting Lex down a path to get away from his deadbeat dad. Right there with you, bud.
But because this is comics, that's just Lex's story in one continuity.
Right.
In another, he's a mad scientist. In another, he's a self-made billionaire. And in yet another, he was friends with Superboy until Superboy made him bald. No wonder this guy's so cynical.
Regardless of which Lex we're talking about, he hates
like Black
Superman.
Lex Luthor.
In his eyes, if Superman continues to exist, humanity will become weak and reliant on him, and ultimately perish, supposedly.
Ever since Soups flew into town, he's been Lex's undoing.
But also his driving force in creating technology, chief among them being his war suit.
This bad boy comes equipped with loads of goodies. A force field, electroblasts, missiles, a chest laser, and wrist blades for all your fat.
Shout out to everybody watching right now.
Lex has utilized many different energy sources for his suits, but his newest and greatest is the Mother Box. A nigh inexhaustible piece of new god technology with which Lex can create energy beams, repair his suit, and teleport via quantum folding.
The suit can survive a planet exploding and lets old Lex go toe-to-toe with Superman himself.
Well, it is questionable if his suit is directly comparable to Superman going all out, especially with his reliance on kryptonite. But Lex has used it to fight with other DC powerhouses.
Like this orange bug man, Larfleeze, who's basically one core.
Oh my god, I remember Larfleeze. Wow.
Knowing DC has a universe at least 100 trillion light years across, this would require a speed over 5 quintillion times the speed of light.
Or how about the time Green Lantern Kyle Rayner held back the big frickin' bang?
Much of Lex's tech is relegated to the war suit, but he does have on-hand gadgets too, such as a heat ray, robot replicas called Lexbots, and a special barrier that temporarily turns anything it touches two-dimensional.
It turns you 2D, huh? That sounds like a weeb's wet dream. How does that work?
It's rather simple, actually. By applying higher dimensional physics to a simple 2D grid, we can replicate and place the form of a three-dimensional object into a lower, flattened form that...
Make it stop! Make it stop! Wow, I knew the old squirrel diet was a good idea. Unlike Lex's 80s tech, he's not all two-dimensional. Sure, he's had his squabbles with Superman, but after Soups died, not when he punched the gray guy when he blew up this punk Denny, he gained a newfound respect for the Man of Steel and took up his mantle. Maybe he isn't the bald psycho everyone thinks he is.
Doubtful. Lex's actions, both good and bad, tend to stem from one thing. He really wants to be Superman himself.
Okay.
He jellied. It would explain why he made the Everyman Project, an experiment meant to turn normies into superhumans.
Unfortunately, Lex's genes were not compatible. He still went through the procedure, but even after some voluntary organ harvesting, he only had 6 months to live.
Wow, Lex really does want to be Superman, even if it kills him.
But if Lex can't be Superman, he might as well make himself the one person that super citizen has to answer
President.
to.
Yep.
Which is why Lex decided to, what else? Run for president.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine a president who's an evil billionaire and hates aliens? So unrealistic.
Lex was already a nihilist with two
That's
real
good.
attachments, and became all the worse when he learned he could neither be nor control Superman.
Right.
Take, for example, the time he made a cure for his sister's terminal illness,
Well, that doesn't seem so bad.
and then reinfected her with that same illness seconds later, just to prove he could.
Jesus Christ! Never mind, he's evil. Why would anyone work for this guy?
Lex's outlook on life actually gained a big following. After traveling millions of years into the future, because comics, Lex saw a world where his goals became reality, where people quit aspiring to the impossible standards of superheroes, instead embracing who they were deep down, selfish and greedy animals.
So he literally inspired a philosophy around being the opposite of Superman.
Apparently. Isn't it ironic, though, that even those who chose to follow Lex's ideals called this philosophy doom?
Huh? I guess Lutheran was already taken. Anyways, his fanboys from the future might consider it their doom, but to Lex, his ideals are everything. And to his credit, they have seen him through some pretty heavy stuff.
Like outsmarting Brainiac, getting tortured by Joker.
And getting shot out of a helicopter by a gorilla. Don't worry, somehow he got better.
Even completely stripped of everything, standing before an almighty God, Lex Luthor will continue to defend his ideals. This harbinger of doom is truly beyond comprehension. Or so he says.
Who is it, Superman? Lex Luthor, the greatest criminal mind of our time.
All right.
At first glance, Latveria appears to be a humble nation located in the center of Europe.
Okay.
But within its borders may be the greatest threat the world has ever known.
Hold on. I'm actually kind of
Malevolent.
curious.
A humble nation located in the center of Europe.
I'm just wondering if there's Croatia. I'm just wondering if Sokovia, like, is around there, but no, there's Transylvania. Okay. I'm just wondering if they figured it out yet. Like, are we gonna get any of this area mentioned in the MCU anytime soon?
But within its borders may be the greatest threat the world has ever known.
That threat being the malevolent king, Dr. Doom.
But Doom did not start out as a king. Born as a Romani, Victor Von Doom had a tumultuous childhood. After his mother's soul was taken by the demon Mephisto, and
What
his
the
father
fuck?
died on the run from an evil baron, Doom did what any mad scientist would do, and began making inventions.
Like his own robot replicas and Marvel's favorite retcon device, the Doombots. That sounds familiar.
The technical wonders he made, while also scamming people, were so great the Empire State University offered him a scholarship.
And so began a good old college try by Doom.
There, Doom built a device to communicate with his mother in the underworld.
What
But
the
because of
fuck?
a miscalculation that may or may not be thanks to the thing, it blew up in his face. Literally.
It's okay though. After the explosion gave him a nasty scar, Doom ventured to Tibet, where some monks did him a solid and helped him build a suit of armor.
Made from a mastery of science and mysticism, Doom's titanium armor goes beyond the wonders of ordinary technology and into the absurd.
It's
Right.
the Swiss Army knife of power armors, complete with electrical blast, a device that scrambles brain neurons, and a laser staff that doubles as a technovirus.
At full power, the suit can break through an adamantine coffin, and allegedly contains pieces of the cross that Jesus Christ himself was crucified on.
What?
Just in case a pesky Dracula comes your way. Which he did. With this suit, Doom easily conquered Latveria and overthrew the Baron who gave him so much trouble years back. Aha! Take that, asshole!
Seeing how prosperous his rule was, Doom thought if he could make Latveria better by conquering it,
He can
why
make
not
the
make
world.
the whole world better by
Yeah.
conquering it?
Well, I mean, a Panther God did say he should. Too bad he was always stopped by the Fantastic Four.
And their leader, Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic.
To put it lightly, Doom freaking hates him. One time, when Doom was being pulled into hell, rather than try to escape eternal torment, all he wanted to do was burn and scar Reed's face.
To Doom, Reed Richards is a man of unquenchable vanity and unmitigated arrogance, consumed by his own ego at the cost of everyone around him.
Yeah, I think Doom might be projecting a bit there.
Though he has failed many times to conquer the world, Doom certainly has the arsenal to do so.
Antimatter guns, bombs that transmute things to chrome, a molecular expander that turns tiny particles into boulders, and time shift bombs that'll send you several seconds into the past.
But his most interesting gadget is the Cosmic Power Siphon. While not particularly fashionable, at least before he implemented it into his suit, the siphon has absorbed and stolen the powers of numerous cosmic entities.
You might be asking, if Doom has all these gadgets, why doesn't he use them more often? Well, in his own words, Doom's reasons are his own. Do not question them.
But Doom is more than just a scientist. He's also a magician. In fact, a contender for Sorcerer Supreme. As such, he can employ all manner of magic spells. Barriers, teleportation, mystical energy blasts, etc.
And if he ever wants to Freaky Friday a foe, he can use a mind swap technique he took from the Ovoids to switch bodies.
Like this.
Oh, how do you walk with these scrawny legs? This one isn't even a gun!
Why are there 6 of you? Am I drunk? Dummy, change us back.
It should come as no surprise that a multi-classing nerd like Doom has taken on some of Marvel's toughest heroes.
He's faster than Reed Richards, who reacted to interstellar beams fired by Galactus, and has even deflected Thor's hammer.
The same hammer that flew Thor across the universe in seconds.
Knowing Marvel's universe has a diameter of at least 1 trillion light years, Mjolnir must have been moving over 2 quintillion times the speed of light.
And that's not even getting into Doom's battles with the Green Universe Clapper, the Hulk.
Or the no-holds-barred punch he took from Sentry with only 7% of his suit's power left.
With so much tech and magic, it's a wonder Doom ever loses.
Well, for all his achievements, Doom does have one insurmountable weakness. Squirrels.
I knew it! Nobody's a match for those little bastards but me. But hey, as long as he stays on Bucktooth's good side, he should be alright.
He also has a bad habit of just losing godlike power at the worst of times.
Like when his control over the Power Cosmic was taken by a plot-convenient cosmic energy-stealing super airplane.
Still, Doom persevered and became the God Emperor of everything. Until Mr. Fantastic stole his powers away.
Oh boy, if Doom already hated Reed, what did he think of him after that?
Surprisingly, Doom's time as a god caused an epiphany of sorts.
Right.
He looked back on his actions, his
He was
ego
bored.
finally shattered, and in his reflection was left with a desire to fix his ways.
So he took up the role of Iron Man of all people, stopped being so world-conquery, and became a good guy.
Just for a little bit, don't worry, he was back to being a maniacal would-be conqueror soon enough.
Comic book status quo.
It seems a literal multiverse-scale intervention couldn't keep Doom from being Doom.
Your plan to destroy them has failed, Master.
Failed. Dr. Doom does not fail.
Oh.
Combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you want to be as bold and...
Oh man. Oh, this is very equally matched. I'm gonna have to... At first, Lex Luthor. They're very similar, but the big difference is the fact that Doom is unrelenting, and he just fucks with magic, dude. Like that's a whole nother thing. The thing is that Lex is a great inventor, probably the best inventor. But I think the big difference is the fact that Lex is motivated by his hate for Superman, where Doom is motivated by himself. You know? Like Doom is unrelenting. He doesn't do things just because he has a mat on about something. He doesn't want to beat anybody. He just is Doom. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude is like, I'm just going to keep doing me as much as I can, where Lex has always just been Superman has been his prime focus. He's just a mad hater, you know. He's a mad genius hater. But all right, I'm gonna put my money on Doom. I'm going for Doom. Let's go.
Oh, a visitor.
Mr. Luthor, your company has invaluable resources for the people of Latveria. I will be seizing them.
Latveria? What an exquisite place to start a corporatocracy.
You wretch!
Pathetic.
I wish they didn't go so digital, like 8-bit style. 16. There you go.
A mechanical replica.
It's called a Lex bot, you knuckle-dragging buffoon.
Its design is rather ingenious. Not as ingenious as mine, of course. But enough talk. Let us end these charades.
Oh shit, my bad. Oh. Yeah.
What is this confounded contraption?
Two-dimensional morphographic technology. I haven't perfected it, but it's more than enough to exterminate an imbecile like you. Enough to exterminate an imbecile like you. What?
Fool! You fell for my time shift bomb! Now, foot dive! Foot dive!
Nice.
Foot dive!
Oh shit. Lex. There's a lot of green I've noticed in this fight. Damn.
What a farce! Impossible!
Impossible. That word has no meaning for someone like me. What about you?
Whoa.
That box, it's marvelous and wasted on your incompetence.
Ben 10. There you go. Whoa.
Pitiful. What kind of a man are you?
What?
Superman.
What? Excuse me.
Still hiding behind this hideous mask, Tin Man? Let's show your true face the light of day!
Ah, swap.
That mask is my true face.
What?
This power, it's like that of the gods. Beneath me.
Someone yell, but pinning him to it.
Having a slight speed advantage and a stronger suit by most measures, Lex was able to hold his own with Doom for a time.
That was
And
good.
sure, Lex
That
could
was
counter
good.
Doom's arsenal, but he couldn't defend against being transmuted to chrome, being blasted with antimatter, or getting his nerves scrambled from the inside.
What's more, Lex's mind has been swapped before, once with Superman, funnily enough.
Meaning if things got desperate, there was nothing to stop Doom from pulling a Captain Ginyu on Lex and swapping their minds.
Lex's mother box was certainly a powerful device, but he never quite mastered all of its potential. Not to mention, Doom's ace in the hole, the cosmic power siphon, has drained and stolen similar energy sources time and time again.
Galactus, Silver Surfer, and even the friggin' Beyonder. Yeah, I know
Wow.
this mulleted doofus doesn't look like much, but he apparently has millions of times the power of the entire Marvel multiverse. And the siphon took all of it. There's no way the Mother Bugs could stand up to a device like that.
Thus, it was only a question of if Doom could bide his time before turning the tables on Lex.
And given all the beatdowns he's survived from Marvel heavy hitters like Hulk and Sentry, I'd say Doom had that time.
Yep.
Lex's tech was an impressive challenge that had the stats to contend with Doom. But against Doom's bewildering gadgets, magical trickery,
Yep.
and power-stealing siphon, the advantage was in the Doctor's court.
Yep.
The King of Latveria claimed his victory. Hopefully Lex isn't a sore Luthor.
Yo, that was wild. That was wild, though. That was good, though. That was good.
Thanks for watching this episode of Death Battle.
That was good. They did a good job on that one.
Matchups. If you want to watch more stuff, you can click the boxes right around here, and you can always
Oh,
pick up some
they got
merch
a
at
Scarlet Witch versus
store.roosterteeth.com.
Jean Grey. Who's next? Oh, Tekken. Who? Skip. All right, there you go. Good job, everybody. We did it. We did it, man. We did it. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, I think it worked out, and everybody, it worked out. What is that noise? In everyone's favor and such. So I'm satisfied with that result. It was a good little battle there. A good old beat 'em up. I was down with that. Red Dread Nation, stand up, speak up. Let me know what you guys thought about all that. And if you ever get a chance, I don't know if Marvel the Marvel movies are ever going to be able to cover it. But there's such a good story called Dark Avengers. If you ever get a chance, I highly recommend you guys check out the trade paperback of Dark Avengers. It starts off essentially with Norman Osborn becoming an Avenger. This thing here. Becoming an Avenger. He's the Iron Patriot. You know, we got an evil Captain Marvel. I forget who played Captain Marvel. Wolverine's son is Wolverine. Bullseye is Hawkeye, and I think the Scorpion, when he had the Venom symbiote, is playing Spider-Man. And then we have Ares being Thor or something like that. And then we have the Sentry just doing Sentry shit. But anyways, there's a really good story with Doctor Doom in it. With he's messing around with... Wait, actually, now that I think about it, I don't even remember if Doctor Doom is actually in the story. But he's mentioned in the story because his girlfriend is in it, Morgan Le Fay. And yeah. Okay, cool. I vaguely remembered, like, it's a pretty damn good story. If you really want to see, like, Doctor Doom kind of at his best in one of his particular stories, this is a really cool little story, and you get to see more of that mysticism side of him. So that's why I'm saying I don't know if they're ever going to make this happen in... Yeah, Dark Reign, I remember that as well. I don't know if we're ever going to see the light of day with that in the MCU, but I'm certainly hoping they do. Some really good stuff, man. All right, till next time.